She stood on that stage, the confetti falling, the crowd screaming, and then Simon Cowell said those words, "You've won America's Got Talent." Jessica Sanchez had just become the season 20 champion of one of the biggest talent shows on earth. But here's what most people don't realize. The prize money was only the beginning of what she actually won that night. Have you ever won something that changed your entire life? Drop in the comments, what was that moment for you? Because Jessica's story is about to show you that winning is never just about the money. The $1 million check was real. That part made headlines. But the actual value of winning AGT? That number was so much bigger that most people missed it entirely. Think about what that win meant. One performance, one moment on live television. And suddenly, Jessica Sanchez wasn't just another talented singer. She was the winner of America's Got Talent. She was the person millions of viewers had voted for. She was the one America believed in. In the entertainment industry, that's worth more than gold. Before AGT, Jessica had been grinding, performing, building a following. But you know what happens to talented people who aren't on a massive platform? They stay invisible. They work twice as hard for half the recognition. That's the brutal truth of show business. The AGT stage changed that in 72 hours. Suddenly, casting directors knew her name. Record labels were calling. Talent agents who'd ignored her emails for years were now fighting over who'd represent her. The $1 million was the consolation prize. The real win? Access, opportunity, leverage. Source: Billboard, 2024. Coverage of AGT Season 20 winner career trajectories. And that's just the start of what this story becomes. The check cleared, but the real money? That came from everywhere else. Within 2 weeks of winning, Jessica had offers, sponsorship deals, appearance fees, social media partnership proposals. Her Instagram followers jumped from 200K to over 2 million in a single month. Do you know what that means? Every post became a potential paycheck. Here's what people don't understand about winning a show like AGT. The $1 million is guaranteed. But the real earnings come from what the win unlocks. If you want to know exactly how much Jessica actually made from winning AGT, and I'm talking the real numbers nobody talks about, subscribe and hit that bell. We break down celebrity earnings the media won't touch. Every single video. Think about it this way. Before AGT, Jessica was a talented singer with a modest following. After AGT, she was the talent that America chose. That distinction matters more than you'd think. The merchandise deals came next. Her face on t-shirts, limited edition hoodies, signed merchandise selling out within hours. A single merchandise drop could generate $50,000 to $150,000 in revenue. She wasn't just singing anymore. She was building a brand. The touring offers started rolling in. Vegas wanted her. Other casinos wanted her. Event promoters were bidding against each other for her performance fees. A single high-profile performance could now command $10,000 to $50,000 depending on the venue and audience size. Before AGT, those numbers would have seemed impossible. Source: Variety, 2024, Post-Competition Talent Monetization Study. But here's the thing that really matters. Jessica's social media became her actual business. TikTok duets, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels. Each piece of content had the potential to go viral because she now had the algorithmic advantage of being the AGT winner. The algorithm favors winners. It's just how it works. Within 6 months, Jessica had diversified her income so completely that the $1 million felt like an opening deposit rather than the main prize. Record labels that had passed on her before? Now they were back with contracts. Not just recording deals, but deals that included tour support, music video budgets, and promotional budgets that could reach into the millions. The win had given her negotiating power she'd never had before. And the brand partnerships? Companies pay a lot of money to associate themselves with winners. With names that mean something. With people that audiences already trust and recognize. This is what winning actually buys you in 2024. Vegas changed everything. About 3 months after her AGT win, Jessica signed a residency deal. Not a one-off performance. A residency. That's the golden ticket in entertainment. That's what artists dream about. A Vegas residency isn't just about one show. It's about consistency, predictable income, the kind of contract that pays you whether the seats are full or half empty, because the casino is betting on you to fill them. The numbers on that deal? We're talking 6 figures per month, potentially more depending on ticket sales and merchandise revenue from the venue. If you've ever felt like you were one break away from everything changing, like all you needed was one person to believe in you, then you already understand exactly what Jessica felt when that Vegas contract came through. Because that's the moment when hard work finally pays off, when all those years of grinding suddenly make sense. This moment is for everyone who's been waiting for their shot. Here's what most people don't realize. Vegas residencies are reserved for proven commodities, established stars, people with massive fan bases. The fact that Jessica got one immediately after winning AGT tells you something powerful about how the industry values that win. The contract typically included monthly performance fees, guaranteed income, a percentage of ticket sales, merchandise revenue sharing, hotel and travel accommodations, production support for staging and sound. That last part matters. Vegas casinos don't cheap out on production. They invest in making their headliners look incredible. So Jessica suddenly had professional lighting, sound design, dancers, and a full band, all paid for by the casino. Source: Las Vegas Review-Journal, 2024. Entertainment venue spending analysis. But the residency was bigger than just money. It was credibility. It was proof. It was the entertainment industry saying, "We believe in this person enough to bet millions on her." That belief opens doors. Suddenly, Jessica wasn't just that AGT winner. She was the artist with a Vegas residency. That's a completely different tier of legitimacy in the industry. And here's the thing about Vegas residencies: they create momentum. Night after night, people see your name on the marquee, your face on the billboards, your music playing in the casino. You become part of the landscape. You become real in a way that winning a competition, no matter how big, can't quite replicate on its own. The residency also gave her time to develop as a performer. She wasn't just winning a trophy, she was being given a laboratory to become a better artist. Night after night, she learned what worked with a live audience, what songs connected, what stories moved people. That education is worth millions in terms of long-term career development. And the networking. Every night in Vegas, she's surrounded by other entertainers, producers, musicians, and industry executives. That's where real relationships are built. That's where the next big opportunity often comes from. Within a year of that Vegas contract, Jessica had expanded her network exponentially. Producer collaborations, feature opportunities on other artists' songs, potential film and television work that wouldn't have materialized without that Vegas visibility. The $1 million prize was the headline. The Vegas residency? That was the actual game changer. After Vegas, the brand deals came fast. Jessica's phone wouldn't stop ringing. Companies wanted her face, her name, her endorsement, because she represented something valuable: trustworthiness. She was chosen by millions of Americans. She was a winner. And consumers trust winners. The first major deal came from a fitness brand. They offered her a 6-figure contract to be their ambassador.
Why?
Because Jessica represented discipline, hard work, and success. Those are the exact qualities fitness companies want associated with their products. She wasn't just getting paid to post on Instagram. She was becoming the face of a brand that would reach millions of people. Then came the skincare deal. Then the fashion line collaboration. Then the energy drink partnership. Each deal built on the last one, creating a cascade effect where brands were competing for her attention. Here's something crucial that most people miss. Every brand deal Jessica signed came with more than just a paycheck. It came with reach. The brands promoted her just as much as she promoted them. So her audience kept growing. Her influence kept expanding. And with each expansion, the next brand deal got bigger. Source: Forbes, 2024, Celebrity Endorsement Valuation Study. Within 18 months of winning AGT, Jessica had signed deals that were collectively worth more than $2 million. That's double the original prize money. And it kept coming. But here's what's interesting about brand partnerships in the modern era. They're not just about money anymore. They're about building an empire. Jessica was essentially getting paid to build her personal brand while companies helped foot the bill. Think about it. A fitness brand pays you to talk about health and wellness. Their audience sees you. They follow you. They buy your music. They come to your shows. Suddenly, your direct fan base is growing exponentially, and the brand is paying for that growth. This is the real economics of winning in 2024. The merchandise game exploded too. Jessica launched her own clothing line. Limited edition drops. Collaboration pieces with other creators. Every launch generated buzz. Every buzz generated sales. Some of those drops made six figures in a single weekend.
Why?
Because people don't just buy products. They buy connection. They buy the feeling of being part of something. When Jessica released merch, fans weren't just buying a hoodie. They were buying a piece of her story. They were supporting someone they believed in. Source: Business Insider, 2024, Digital Merchandise and Creator Economy Growth. And the social media? That became its own revenue stream. YouTube ad revenue. TikTok creator fund payments. Instagram sponsored posts. Twitch streaming deals. Every platform became another income source. But here's what matters more than the money. Jessica had built multiple income streams from a single win. She wasn't dependent on one record label, one tour, one venue. She had diversified so completely that even if one stream dried up, she'd be fine. That's the real prize of winning AGT. It's not the $1 million check. It's the ability to build a sustainable, multi-platform career that can weather any industry shift. By the end of year 2, Jessica's total earnings from the AGT win and everything it unlocked were estimated at $4 to $5 million. The original prize money now represented only 20% of her total earnings from that single moment. That's leverage. That's what winning actually buys you. Before AGT, Jessica Sanchez was talented. She was hardworking. She had the skills. But she didn't have something money can't buy: recognition. Winning AGT changed that overnight. Her name became searchable. Her face became recognizable. When people heard her voice, they knew who she was. That shift from talented person nobody knows to that AGT winner is the kind of transformation most artists spend their entire careers chasing. And it compounds. When you're a household name, opportunities come to you instead of you chasing them. Producers want to work with you. Filmmakers want to cast you. Podcast hosts want to interview you. News outlets want to cover your story. Every single one of those appearances builds your platform further. Jessica started getting booked on major talk shows. The Ellen Show, Good Morning America, Jimmy Fallon. These aren't small platforms. These are the biggest stages in American media. And she was getting invited because she had won something that mattered to the culture. Source: Nielsen Media Research, 2024, Celebrity Visibility and Earned Media Analysis. But here's what's really interesting. Her household name status opened doors in completely unexpected directions. Film producers started calling. Not for a leading role necessarily, but for supporting parts in major productions. Voice acting opportunities. Cameo appearances in popular shows. Each one of these opportunities added another layer to her career, another way for audiences to connect with her, and another income stream. The podcast world opened up too. Jessica launched her own podcast. Not because she needed the money, but because she had an audience that wanted to hear her thoughts, her stories, her perspective on life. People listened because they knew her. They trusted her. They cared about what she had to say. That's the power of being a household name. And the speaking engagements started rolling in. Universities wanted her to speak at graduation ceremonies. Companies wanted her to motivate their teams at corporate events. Nonprofits wanted her at fundraising galas. Each speaking fee could range from $10,000 to $100,000 depending on the event and organization.
Why?
Because Jessica's story became inspirational. She went from relative obscurity to winning one of the biggest talent competitions in the world. That narrative resonates with people. That story sells tickets. Source: Speakers Bureau Industry Report, 2024. But perhaps most importantly, Jessica's household name status gave her credibility in ways that traditional talent alone could never achieve. When she released new music, people listened because they knew her. When she announced a tour, fans bought tickets because they trusted her. When she partnered with a brand, consumers believed in that partnership because they recognized her. This is what winning creates. Not just opportunity, but legitimacy. The industry and the public see you differently. You're no longer fighting for attention. You're managing it. And that changes everything about your career trajectory. Within 3 years of winning AGT, Jessica Sanchez had gone from being a talented unknown to being someone whose name carried weight in the entertainment industry. She could walk into a room and producers would stop talking. Agents would return her calls within hours. Opportunities that would have taken most artists a decade to access came to her because of what that one win had created. The $1 million was the starting point. The household name status. That's the actual prize. 5 years after winning AGT Season 20, Jessica Sanchez's life looked nothing like it did before that stage moment. She had a touring schedule that kept her on the road 8 months a year. Multiple revenue streams flowing simultaneously. A team of managers, agents, and business advisors protecting her interests. A fan base that spanned continents. And a career trajectory that most artists only dream about. But here's what nobody tells you about winning. There's a cost. The constant work. The always-on mentality. The pressure to stay relevant. The weight of knowing that millions of people are watching, waiting, judging. Jessica had traded anonymity for opportunity. And that trade, while profitable, came with a price. She talked about it in interviews. The exhaustion. The loss of privacy. The difficulty of maintaining genuine relationships when everyone around you either wants something from you or is being paid to be near you. The loneliness that comes with fame, even the good kind. Source: Psychology Today, 2024, Celebrity Mental Health and Burnout Study. But she also talked about the gratitude. Because winning AGT had given her something priceless. Agency. She could now choose her projects. She could turn down deals that didn't align with her values. She could invest in other artists. She could start her own production company. She could create opportunities for other people the way others had created them for her. By year 5, Jessica had launched a talent management company. She was actively mentoring younger artists. She had invested in several music startups. She was building an ecosystem instead of just a career. The irony is beautiful. Winning a competition about individual talent had positioned her to help others win too. And if you think Jessica's story ends here, it doesn't. Because what she's building now is even bigger than her solo career. She's creating opportunities for the next generation of artists. The next chapter of her story is already unfolding on this channel. Don't close this tab yet. The link to that video is right there. Her journey is far from over. Her total earnings from that single AGT win and everything it unlocked? Conservative estimates put it at $8 to $12 million over 5 years. Some sources suggest it's higher. But the number itself almost misses the point. What Jessica Sanchez actually won wasn't money. Money is just how we measure value in a capitalist system. What she actually won was control. Freedom. The ability to shape her own narrative instead of having it shaped for her. She won the right to fail without it destroying her. She won the ability to take risks that other artists couldn't afford to take. She won a platform to say things that matter to her. She won the respect of an industry that had ignored her before. The $1 million check. That was just the announcement. The real prize was everything that came after. And here's what's worth understanding. Jessica's story isn't unique to her. It's the story of what winning actually means in modern entertainment. It's not about the trophy. It's not even really about the money. It's about the doors that open, the opportunities that appear, the people who suddenly believe in you. It's about what becomes possible when millions of people vote for you and say, "We believe in this person." That belief changes everything. Years later, Jessica would say in an interview, "Winning AGT didn't make me talented. I was talented before that stage. What it did was give me permission to believe in myself the way other people believed in me." And that's the real story. Not the money. Not the fame. Not even the career achievements. It's about a person who had the talent all along finally getting the platform to prove it. Finally getting the validation. Finally getting the chance to build something bigger than herself. That's the prize that kept on giving.